Hello, how you doing? I'm just gonna pretend to be super excited about this new idea that I'm presenting to you, because this is totally not the third take after realizing that the first one had way too high a volume level of the video compared to my mic, and the second one, well, I didn't even press record apparently, so I did not just waste 40 minutes of my 2 nanoseconds of free time that I have today, because my part-time working ass has to constantly do overtime. Okay, I'm gonna calm down now. Yeah. Speedrun reviews. This is an idea that I've been playing with for a while now, because I have recently completed a speedrun of every melee weapon against Tigrex in Generation 4. So the idea is that I'm just gonna watch all of them back. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. And kinda just explain certain plays, my thought process behind certain actions that I take here, or certain quirks in Tiggy's AI that might not be obvious. And yeah, we're gonna start with Greatsword and probably just go down in the order of the order that the weapons are listed in the game. So Greatsword, Longsword, Sword and Shield, and so on. So yeah, let me go back to the start, and yeah, we're doing this. So I decided to review the Sleep Greatsword run, like the Relic Greatsword run. I have one with the Crafted Greatsword as well, but I figured using a sleep weapon adds a layer to the run. So it's like more things to go over basically. So that's why I'm watching this one. So right here I use a trank bomb to make him turn around to me. Yes, the trank bomb actually does have a purpose in this run. Actually, scratch that, it also has a purpose in the Molten Tigre run, forget what I said. And right away I get a sleep hit. It takes 3 level 3 charges with the sleep hit to put him to sleep. I do not count non-charge attacks, because charged attacks also have an increased, what's it called, status multiplier. So I think right here on the follow-up, yeah, I also got a sleep hit here, but I don't really count that, because again, it's like a lower multiplier. And yeah, here you can see I got another sleep hit, so I got 3 back-to-back, which is like insane. But he's not asleep because the second one was only a non-charge attack. So if the second one was also charged, he would have been asleep right here, but yeah, it'll take one more sleep hit, and then he's actually gonna sleep. I am extremely out of position here. I should have been like right here on this little spot right here. This little low-ass resonant. Why is the quality so bad, man? Actually, no, the game just looks like that, I guess, huh? But yeah, I should have been like right around here to punish this ideally. You can see that it's like not a clean hit. Like his head was behind me and I kind of just connected, but it bothers me, man. I'm like super nitpicky about my own runs, especially the Tigrex ones. And the same is gonna happen here. I'm gonna be like super out of position here. Again, I've just done 2 takes on this, so I know exactly what's gonna happen. So I'm like way too close and way too far to the right, but it kind of just works out. But again, I'm nitpicky, this bothers me, and this is just not a clean run in my mind, even though it worked out. He did a normal charge here, which is good. Like before he did 2 charges in a row, which is like, if he did that twice, I would have just reset, because that's too big of a time waste. It's still a good attack technically, because you can punish it with level 3, but by that logic, every attack is a good attack, because you can punish every attack that Tigrex does with the level 3 charge, but that one just wastes more seconds. So yeah, if he does a double charge twice, I just reset. And right here I get the sleep proc, and I'm in a position where I don't have to like reposition to go for the level 3 here, so that's really good. Didn't lose any time here. And then I just walk out of the range of the roar to go for the follow-up and punish the turn here. And here I get the KO, which also means that if I had gotten the sleep proc 1 attack later, this would have been a reset, because then the wake up hit would have put him, no, the wake up hit would have KO'd him, and I would have missed out on the second free level 3 charge, which is a reason to reset in my mind. This is what I mean by adding layers of RNG. This is pretty self-explanatory, just a strong charge, and then you have enough time to go for another level 3, and because he's out of the KO animation, he can stagger here again, so it lines up pretty nicely. Do not do this. Unless you're going for a world record, do not go for a level 3 here. It is not safe. It will succeed if he does either variation of the spin, so a stationary spin or a forward spin, if he tries to jump back, or if he tries to roar. in those situations, you will land this level 3. If he does anything else, like a double bite or a charge or a jump, you will eat shit. Well, not if he does a double bite, unless you fail to iframe it, but it's a pretty easy iframe. So yeah, in this case it works out, so the run continues. So, why am I charging here? He just jumped. He's off screen. Am I crazy? No, I'm not. He has two variations of the jump. He has one where he's like flailing around in midair, and then when he lands he does like a little mini roar animation. This is the other one where he does like a quick jump. And if he does this one, usually, not always, but 98% of the time, he's gonna do a turnaround charge here, which is the only situation where a turnaround charge is actually a favorable attack, because he will always charge to the point where he focuses onto you, and then he will stop and take a step back. So you can do this safely by just walking to the side and letting him run past you, and then you can punch the head turn. But yeah, I knew that the wall is like not that close to us, like he's not gonna jump right into the wall. It's still like pretty close to him right there. But I knew it was far enough away for me to just charge right there and snipe him out of his charge. He de-enrages here and goes for a bite, which is a safe punch this time because he's slower due to being de-enraged. And right here is just gonna enrage again because he's pretty close to dying. He actually always enrages from one level 3 in this matchup. But he's gonna enrage here. The wall is very close behind us, and there's like a chance that he's at a weird angle and he slides along this wall and I end up whiffing. But that is not the case. He lands perfectly and I kill him in 1 minute and 50. And yeah, this is the gear. This is a perfect, like I'm gonna let it play in a second to the point where it shows the weapon, but this is pretty much like the best gear that I could come up with for this matchup. Maybe there's a better one that I haven't figured out yet, but I kinda doubt it. Yeah, Challenger 1 gets rid of the negative 10% affinity from the max raw Greatsword. Yeah, this is the weapon. Pretty much max stats across the board. You can only have 400 on max raw natural purple Greatsword, as I've learned after doing a speedrun with one that had max element, so 450 sleep. But we don't talk about that. It actually didn't matter in that run, but yeah. This is the charm, 10d6 attack, 14-3 slot. Yeah, pretty much like, I don't think there's a better set that you can use, except for like adrenaline sets. But like, if it comes to that, I would rather just do heroics, which I also have done. But that run is like, I could also watch it here, but it's like 70% scripted, because the fight is so short. So like the KO and the sleep, that's basically just half the fight already. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to, because how could I not, I'm going to also review. Why is that so loud? Jesus. Let me turn that down a little. Okay, this is muted now. Hold on. Like that. Yeah. GU. Let's do that. Okay, this is technically double cross, because I did this on Citra. I actually wrote it in the description as well. So the reason why I do this on emulator is because I've done it for years on Switch, and I was trying to go for like an untouchable run here, one that cannot be beaten, which it still can. Like, you can still just get better RNG, but this is like pretty close to how far you can push this matchup. I think you could, like, you can probably get it sub 230 with like a 1 in a million RNG roll, but I'm not gonna reset for that. So yeah, I guess, yeah, I did use save states like right here in the loading screen. And you might say, but Brick, you have also given Overlord shit for using save states in his runs, and other people too. Yes, I have, and there is a massive difference between using a save state at the start, like before the quest even starts, just to not have to reset a million times to get like the perfect start. How did I start the sentence again? Yeah, there's a big difference between that and actually using save states in the middle of the fight to just reset for perfect crit RNG, or just to know exactly which attack the monster is gonna do at which point, so you can go for like impossible punishes that work out like 1% of the time, and you just know it's gonna work out. That is just, yeah, that's my statement when it comes to that. So I throw the smoke bomb right here so that he doesn't see me at the start, because I try to go for an approach where he doesn't see me. Obviously. So I take a Might Seed here. He is just small enough because, again, save states, I roll for like a small size and a low HP roll and the perfect spawn with Booster instead of Explorer. Like, if I do this on Switch, I just eat for Explorer. I don't reset for this run because I'm employed. And yeah, he's small enough so that I can use a Might Seed here. But he's like just barely small enough. He's like just slightly below average in size. So if it took like one more frame here, he would have... Like, when he reaches this point, he starts looking around, like he raises his head. So I almost whiff here, but I land this level 3 just in time. He notices me and roars. I go for the draw attack, which staggers him, so I can go for another Valor charge, which fills up my Valor gauge, and enrages him. So this is pretty much scripted. You can always do that. Sometimes he will do like a weird taunt animation, and you're like in a weird angle, so you whiff, which actually happened in one of my older runs for this matchup. It didn't happen here though, because if it did, I would have reset. And yeah, if you do this legitimately and he's too big, which he will be most of the time, so you cannot use the Might Seed right at the start, you could have actually used it like right here. No, not there. Like right here. So he enrages, you could have sheathed your weapon here, taken the Might Seed, and then started charging here, anticipating him to charge into you, and then you can just like snipe him out of it, and you haven't lost any time compared to the other approach. I used to do that until I stopped because he just kept throwing rocks, and it just became annoying. So I'm like barely out of the hitbox there and just punched the roar normally because I was able to take the Might Seed. So this is what I was talking about earlier. He does the jump again into the turnaround charge, and you would think that because Valor Greatsword charges faster than For You Greatsword, or Guild Greatsword for that matter, I could also snipe him out of the charge here, but that is not the case, because if you play this matchup correctly, you will always be in Valor Sheath as Tiggy attacks, which means you have to sheath first before you can do your attacks, so I actually don't have enough time to charge here. As you can see, like I would have definitely gotten hit. So I go to the side and punch it this way. Then he does a charge, but it's only one, so that's good. And then he does it again, which is again good. Like he very rarely does only one charge, so him doing it twice here is quite fortunate. And here he's KO'd. I kind of use the smoke bomb as like a timer. Like when he's KO'd, right as the smoke bomb wears off, which happened here, the run is at a good pace. If he's not KO'd at this point and he's like not that close to a KO, it's basically just a reset. So I KO'd him with the non-charged attack, which has a faster recovery animation than a charged attack. So I can do 3 level 3 charges here. If you KO him with a level 3 charge, you can only do 2 level 3s and a level 2. Do not do the level 2 last, because it's not gonna stagger him. So do like level 2, level 3, or 3, 2, 3. Do not do 3, 3, 2. Yeah, so right there. Like, you could see he was like out of the KO animation already, ready to attack, and I just barely landed it. That's a roar, which is like the best attacking you can possibly do, but also the rarest one. So it's really lucky that he did that here. That's a spin, which is also a good attack. In this case, okay. So Generation 4 Tigrex has really good hitboxes, which nobody gives him credit for. This spin has a very good hitbox, because the head is a part of the hitbox and the claw is a part of the hitbox. And there's a gap in between there. So when he does the spin here, like that, the cleanliness of the hitbox is actually a disadvantage for me here, because I was a little too far away. Like when you're a step closer, you can Valor Sheath the head hitting you, and then you can go for a level 3. I was a little too far away, the head missed me, and I Valor Sheathed the claw instead, so it took slightly longer for me to Valor Sheath. You see? And because of that, I can only do a level 2 here safely. I do not have an excuse for not gambling here, like I did in the 4-year run with the bite. Except I do, because this run is longer and has more RNG in it. Yeah, I do not gamble on those. Like, for some reason it feels less consistent. Here you can... Oh, Jesus. Did not mean to do that. Right there you can see how insane the input lag is. Like, pay attention to how long it takes for me to use absolute evasion after he goes into the double bite. I was sitting there for like half a second, man. Like, my reactions are not that slow. The input delay is that insane. Just for this game, for some reason. It's fine on... Again, it's fine on 4U. On the same emulator. I don't know why. That's another jump into a charge. He's not enraged here, so I have enough time. I can just walk instead of running. And he's gonna enrage here again, because he's pretty close to dying. The stagger animation is slower because it's not enraged, so I actually have enough time to go for a level 1 charge here. Like that. When I was watching this part back for the first time, I thought I had made a mistake here by not going in right here for a non-charged unsheath bonk. That would have staggered him though. So I actually did the right play here by staying out of the range and going for the level 3 here. And this part that's coming up right here is also... It looks wrong, but I did the right play here. I go for a bonk here, and I sit in Valor charge as he jumps back. You might think that's weird, but the jump back has wind pressure. And if I released my Valor sheath, I would have gotten a step closer, and I would have gotten hit by the wind pressure. So that would have been really bad. So I did the right thing here, even though it looks like I missed out on damage. That's a KO with the level 3 charge. If you have paid attention, you might think that I will go for a level 3 and a level 2 here, but that is not the case because I know he's gonna limp after this KO. So I go for 2 level 3s here. And then I just go towards this direction because that's the direction that he limps in. And it takes 2, normally it takes 3 really precise level 3s here. It's a low HP roll, so it only takes 2. And that's how I kill him. So again, this is a low HP roll because I reset for that. It might be the lowest HP roll. The HP rolls for Tigrex in this game are very far apart. Like, the lowest roll is 13,000 HP and the highest one is 14,000. Like, no other monster, at least as far as I know, has HP rolls that are 1,000 apart from each other. For like the lowest to the highest, it's usually like 500 to 600, even for monsters that have way more HP than Tigrex. And Tigrex already has like a lot of HP in this game for some reason. But yeah, like the rolls are so far apart from each other, just because like Capcom hates me or something, I don't know. And believe it or not, this run, if I can pray, jump scare right there. This run is only 2 seconds slower than my personal best on the Switch, with no save states and no other like things that could be considered cheating. I don't really think that's cheating. That's just like removing the time wasting part of the run that doesn't have anything to do with skill. But yeah, even without using that, my PB is only 2 seconds slower, and that's against the higher HP roll, which took 3 attacks to kill after the limp. So if I had gotten the same HP roll, it actually would have been faster than this run right here. So there's definitely room for improvement. But I'm probably not going to do it because... Okay, on paper, in an ideal run, Tigrex only needs to do 8 attacks until you kill him in this run. If they're good attacks. If they're attacks that you can punish with a level 3. Because unlike for you Tigrex, like you cannot do a level 3 after the bite, for example. Or the rock throw. Like you cannot do a level 3 after those. But on top of that, like it doesn't sound like a lot of RNG, right? You just reset until he does 8 good attacks and then it's GG world record. It's not that simple though, because you also have to stop the limp, so he has to be far away from the point from where he leaves, which he was here, but he just like barely, he almost would have reached the point. And also, you may have noticed, I'm using the Tigrex Greatsword. And let me let it play to the point where it shows the set. Right here. I have Challenger +1. Challenger +1 gives 10% affinity. This weapon has negative 15% affinity. So what does that mean? That means that I have 95% affinity in this run. Or 85% when he's not enraged. it sounds like it's almost guaranteed, right? It's only a 5% chance of getting a non-crit. Well, you're doing like 30 attacks in this run. Like 30 to 35, something like that. You're gonna get that non-crit most of the time. And if it's on a non-charged attack, or when he's like not enraged and you just do less damage in general, it's not that big of a deal. But if you get like 2 charged attacks with a non-crit, you like fall behind in terms of DPS, because this is basically just Black X with extra steps. Except it's actually Black X with less steps, because I don't have any sharpness management here. Like, you may have noticed, I dropped to white here, and I don't have absolute readiness, I don't have sheath sharpen, which you would have run on Black X. That is because even at white sharpness, the DPS of the set is equal to the Ataka Greatsword on the Black X set, as long as you don't get any non-crits. So as long as you keep critting, the set is stronger than Black X. And I didn't get any non-crits in this run, so that's really good, but that is the exception. There is a lot of RNG to this run. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So that's probably why I'm probably not gonna run this back. I'm gonna let it play to the point where it shows the set again. That's the Greatsword. And the charm, sheathing 10, punch to a 3 slot. Yeah, just like max gear, just like in the For You run. And yeah, that's the end of the run. So yeah, let me know what you thought. This is kind of just like, I'm kind of just going without a script here, just not rambling, but yeah, I pretty much just going over my thoughts as I watch the video, which I'm probably going to do even more spontaneously the second time, because it's totally going to be a one-take thing and not 3 like this time. Yeah, I'm open to suggestions if you have anything to, any suggestions to improve this. And with that being said, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace out.